Good afternoon, seekers. This is ZEESTAYLOW. This is Africa Before the Myths. This episode is about the forgotten route, Summer, the Nile, and Punt. Before we start, understand this. History didn't break itself apart. It was broken apart for us. Most people are taught that civilization began in summer. Full stop. That version only works if Africa is treated like a background character. On this channel, ZEESTAYLOW, we don't remix myths. We reconnect what was deliberately separated. This episode is about the route they don't show you, Summer, the Nile, and Punt. Not as isolated civilizations, but as one connected world. So before we talk culture, before we talk kingship, we have to talk geography, because geography doesn't lie. Look at the ancient world without modern borders. The Nile Valley flows north, but its cultural roots are southern. Nubia in the Upper Nile. Punt sits along the Horn of Africa, connected by the Red Sea routes. And summer rises in southern Mesopotamia, not far away at all, not isolated, but positioned inside the same trade world. These regions weren't separated by oceans. They were connected by rivers, land corridors, and sea routes. And along these routes didn't just travel gold and incense. Ideas traveled too. And the first idea that moves along this route is how power itself is understood. In the Nile, kingship was divine. The king wasn't just a ruler, he was a mediator between heaven and earth. Punt was called Ta-Netadjer, the land of the gods. Its resources weren't luxury items. They were sacred substances used in temples and burial rites. Now, shift your focus to summer. The Sumerian kingship didn't come from elections. It descended from heaven. Cities belonged to gods. Humans ruled only as stewards. That logic doesn't begin in bureaucracy. It begins in sacred kingship, a system Africa practiced earlier and longer. Once kingship is sacred, the economy follows. In Africa, temples were economic centers. Priests managed land, labor, calendars, and resources for the gods. In summer, the same thing happened. Writing, cuneiform, doesn't start with poetry or philosophy. It starts with accounting and temples. Writing wasn't invented to be rational. It was invented to serve the sacred economy. That connection is real and is rarely emphasized. So if the connections are there, why don't we learn it this way? It's because textbooks don't usually lie outright. They fragment. Egypt is detached from Africa. Punt becomes a mystery land. Summer becomes a sudden miracle. Africa is framed as a supplier. Mesopotamia as an innovator. Same actions, different verbs. Africa, influence. Summer, creates. Greece, invents. These languages shape perception. Without ever having to say Africa didn't matter. Ancient people didn't think in races. They thought in land, gods, lineage, and order. Race was imposed later. And when it was, Africa was pushed to the margins, not erased, downgraded. When you reconnect the Nile, Punt, and Summer, civilization doesn't begin in isolation. It flows, south to north, sacred to administrative, Africa to the ancient world. This is Africa Before the Myths, and this is ZEESTAYLOW, where history gets its connections back. Stay tuned for more.